Next Sunday, we will celebrate the solemnity of Jesus Christ, King of the universe. The Sunday following that will be the beginning of the season of Advent. And then we will celebrate Christmas. No wonder why our readings speak about endings. And it highlighted impermanence and changeability of things that are existing. Like in the gospel about the temple, the magnificent temple standing before the Jewish community will one day be destroyed. And indeed, it was destroyed in 70 AD. The first reading speaks about ending in terms of judgment. When there is judgment, there is a sense of ending. And then the first reading from the book of Malachi, it said, He will judge the world with righteousness and the peoples with equity. But the coming judgment does not come from anyone, from people, from our brothers and sisters. The judgment only comes from God, the righteous one. And His judgment is not a judgment of destruction, but it is a judgment that promises hope. A hope for humanity to turn to righteousness and to walk away from evil. Therefore, the judgment of God is not destroying us, not destructive. The justice of God is a way of making us live a just life. Even our understanding of purgatory, at times we understand purgatory as a punishment. But purgatory is not a punishment. It is a prolongation of God's mercy and love for us to be changed and to be purified, so that one day we will be able to enter into His kingdom. That is the justice of God. It is not destruction. It is making us just and righteous people. It is a promise of hope. That is why the task of the church is to be agent of hope, not of resignation and passivity. I repeat, the task of every member of the church is to be an agent of hope, not of passivity and hopelessness or resignation. In the second reading from the second letter of Paul to the Thessalonians, Paul tells the believers, those converts, that those times that he was with them, preaching the gospel, together with Timothy and Silvanus, they preached the gospel without being dependent to the support of the Christian community, Paul and the other evangelizers like Timothy and Silvanus, they work for their own sustenance, even if the Christian community has the responsibility to take good care of their needs. But they work. They work because there is something deeper than work in terms of sustenance or livelihood. In the early Christian community, during the early Christian community, when there were converts, they were expecting that the Lord will come and the world will end. And that is why people were so discouraged and became passive when, after some time of waiting for the end of the end of the world and the coming of Jesus, it did not happen. And that is why they became hopeless and they became passive about life. And so they stopped working. And not working in that context was a sign of resignation, was a sign of hopelessness, was a sign of passivity. That is why Paul tells the converts who were no longer working out of passivity and discouragement and resignation, he told them, those who do not work should not eat. Those who do not work should not eat. It is not just because of the issue of laziness or idleness o pagkatapulan, dili lang ka na. There is something deeper than that. He said, those who do not work should not eat. Meaning, those who are no longer agents of hope, those Christians who stop to be agents of hope, has no point of living in this world. Work is an expression of love. Work is a sign of hope. A mother or a father rises in the morning because of their hope for their family. They work hard because they have that sense of hope. But those people have lost hope. Even people who are sick, who have lost hope, no longer rise in the morning, no longer take their medicines. They become passive. And then depression follows. But a sick person, an ill person who has not lost that sense of hope will continue to inspire others, will continue to strengthen those people who have difficulties in life. And that is why Jesus in the gospel tells the people, you will be persecuted. You will have difficult times in your life. You will be facing and tried by people in positions, even your closest friends, even among your family members, because you want to witness the faith that I have entrusted to you. You will be misunderstood. But for Jesus and for every Christian, every difficult moment, every crisis is the best time for Christians to witness hope, to witness that sense of solidarity with others. The worst time is the best time to witness our faith. If there is a family that is shaken now of difficulties and crises or problems in life, this is the best time for you to recommit yourself and profess again the marital commitment that you have professed long before. I love you for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad times, till death do us part. Every difficult moment is a time for us to be real Christians. It is a source of hope. We just finished the Mindanao Solo Pastoral Conference 17, held in Cagayan de Oro City. There were about more than 200 delegates from all over Mindanao. There were 15 of us from the Diocese of Tandag. You know, attending that conference for a few days was for me and the rest of the delegates very inspiring. That the many agenda and the pastoral needs and concerns we talk about of the Church of Mindanao and Solo, and even the dreams of the church in Mindanao and Solo are already happening in our diocese. It is very inspiring to know. And you feel proud that you belong to this diocese because the dreams that Mindanao Church is dreaming is already happening in us. BECs, our concern for the environment, for ecology, our concern for our lumads and the IPs, all these things we are doing in our diocese. And if we pay attention to how the church responded to the different pastoral concerns, we will be able to discover that in the midst of exploitation, degradation, and destruction of the environment, it is during this time that the best teachings of the church about stewardship, about care for the environment, were published and released. Pope Francis came out with a very beautiful encyclical, Laudato Si. Universal fraternity, Fratelli Tutti. Everything about the care for the environment. It is in our worst time that we will be able to become agents of hope and witnesses of our Christian faith. The time of persecution will be the opportune time for believers to witness the faith. It is during those years of persecution, especially the first 3 centuries, where to be a Christian was a crime. If you are a Christian, you are persecuted. It is during this time of persecution the church witnessed their faith, her faith. And it is this time that the church was able to produce thousands of martyrs and saints. And people wonder why, in the midst of persecution and killings of Christians, that their number increased. Christianity increased when there is persecution, and difficulties. Because the crisis is the best time for us to witness our faith and to be close to God. Jesus said in the gospel, "Do not be afraid when you are persecuted, because I will be with you, and not a single of your hair will fall without me knowing it." Meaning, I care for you to the detail. I care for you every single moment of your life. And my presence is your source of consolation and hope. Let me end by quoting the beautiful prayer of Saint Teresa of Avila. She said, "Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing frighten you. All things pass away. God never changes. Patience obtains all things. He who has God lacks nothing. God alone suffices." For a person of faith, God is enough. God bless us. Amen.